There are instances where you would have to split your screen, in the sense that you may have your window screen at one side, and then would also have your. You can barely hear me. Okay, okay, okay. Hold on. How about now? Is it okay? Now, is it okay? Can you hear me now? Great, great, great. All right, all right. Thanks for that. Okay, so like I was saying, you'd have to probably split your screen in two. Okay, you have to probably split your screen in two, where you would have your actual workstation, or where you'll be practicing at one side, like so. And then you have the other window to view what is being taught. Okay, so you may probably do something like so, all right, so that you don't miss anything. You can also use another approach where you would use your phone. You would connect with your phone, okay, and then you would work with your laptop. So you can use both methods, all right? You can use whichever you feel comfortable. Um, at the end of the day, you are supposed to practice, okay? You're supposed to practice. Now, if you are not able to practice at this point, the video will also be available for you to watch and then practice. However, it will be best you watch alongside, or you watch live. So if you have any questions, you can actually throw them up, and then we can get them answered for you. Okay. So like we said earlier, we're gonna have a session today, and I spoke with your class reps, and they mentioned that um one of the areas where you had challenges with was the SQL. So we're gonna do SQL today, and I already shared the links with you, and it's the reason why you've all joined today. So let me just go over the link, how it is being structured, and then we take it from there. Feel free to ask any questions when, if you want to. Okay, feel free to ask any questions. Right. So this is the page. I'm sure a number of you have already gone through the page. Don't know why my my laptop is slowing down at this point. Maybe because I'm recording at the same time. Um, so it's kind of having quite a number of things to do. All right. So your main facilitator is Matilda, right? I'm just going to be a supporting facilitator. I'll take some of the courses. She will take the others. She'll heavily do machine learning, and then also Python. However, I'll also be doing Python as well. Like, we will do this together. Okay. If you have any challenges, you can always reach out to us. Um, Primarily her, but then I'm always going to be in the mix. Okay. So you have the curriculum right here. If you look on the page, if you scroll down, you would see your curriculum. Interesting how my page is slowing down today. You would have the curriculum right here. So if you click on the curriculum, you would see mainly what we are supposed to cover. So these two main areas is what we are actually supposed to cover. I've made these models available to you to, um, let you know some of the things that you may probably need to know. You understand? As a data scientist, some of the things you may probably need to know. So I've made this available for you. Right. Now, our main focus is going to be on these two. It's actually going to be a blend, in the sense that we will do a little bit of Python programming in here in SQL, and then also do a little bit of SQL in here as well, together with machine learning. Right. So that is how it's going to be. But we'll heavily focus on SQL. I mean, but then you should understand that it's all connected, right? So um, we will learn how to collect data from different sources using Python, primarily using SQL. We would also learn um, how to properly use the select statement very well based on a case study. So the case study is available. I'll be sharing that with you um, any moment from now. Looking at the various databases, this will be in a form of discussion. Okay, it's going to be in a form of discussion. Something that you would have to do uh, on your own is this particular part, which is what we call understanding the different relational and non-relational databases. I think this one we discussed it in class the first time I actually took you through the session. Then we would understand how to implement foreign key, primary key. Okay, we've already done normalization, but in this case study, we will see how to work with foreign keys and primary keys. We will look at joins into detail, right? Left join, outer join, um, left outer, right outer, cross join, self join. They're all there. We'll take a look at them. And then we'll also go into data retrieval, okay, and optimizing queries. So the first thing is just the introduction. Then we go into how to retrieve data. Usually, it's best you have the data inserted by yourself and then you retrieve them. But I mean, you all know how to insert data, so there's no need for us to actually pay particular attention to that. Then our job as analysts or scientists is to learn how to retrieve the data and be able to do analysis on that. So we're going to heavily look into the various um, key terminologies that we can work with in terms of retrieving data. Obviously, where is a parameter, order by, limit, offset. All these are um, keywords that you can use in retrieving records. These are aggregate functions. We have string functions, we have date functions, we have math functions. And based on the data set that we have, we'll be looking at a few of them. We'll be using group by and having. These two are quite similar, but they behave a bit differently. When should you use a group by clause, or when should you use having clause, right? Now we will look into indexes, right? How to make your queries faster. So we'll talk about what indexes are. And then we would have some level of Python. This is mainly for blending the two. Okay, when you're blending the two, when you're blending Power BI, a little bit of SQL, a little bit of um, um, Python in there. So I'll take you through that process and see how you can blend everything together. I'm sure you've already done a few of these with prints already, but then there's nothing wrong going over that. Then we'll look at how to extract data. So in this case, if you have data in CSV or in Excel, how do you import into SQL? And then how do you do your data migrations and optimizations, right? So take a look into that. Then we'll do data cleaning and fixing of issues. If the data is having a challenge, if there's a problem with your data, what are the key indicators for you to be able to identify the errors, and what can you do to fix those errors, right? What are the parameters that is required for you to fix these errors, right? Then we'll go into, like I mentioned already, SQL functions, and there they are. Some will require a parameter, others will not require a parameter. Others would request that when I say a parameter, it means that you need to pass something in there. Others would not require. But then most often than not, when you see it like this, functions like this, you always need to pass something into the parameter as an argument. You understand? And I'll explain to you when you call something an argument, when you call it a parameter, and all of that. Then we will do how to create views. Actually, you could do views before functions though, because views are much more easier than functions. But at the end of the day, when you create um, when you use a function, you end up developing a view out of it. So I think it's in the right order. So we'll learn how to create views. Okay. Then we'll do store procedures and automation. As a data scientist, you need to learn how to automate your processes. So here, quite a number of coding techniques will be required. These coding techniques, when we in SQL, is not like Python. It looks like it, but it's not. It is pure SQL. but you get to write code, okay, that will let it do certain things for you. You understand? So we'll learn how to use parameterized stored procedures. So a stored procedure is basically like a function in Python. I hope you guys have done functions in Python. Hello? Have you done functions in Python?
Yes, please.
Okay, good, 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 good. So just like you using functions in Python, it's the same idea, it's the same ideology that you'll be working with in here as well. And then we look at triggers. Did you guys do triggers? Anyone?
No, please.
Okay, so we'll look at triggers as well. So trigger is more or less like um okay, just the way you understand triggers, yeah. Like if you say something is a trigger, it means that um it's like the starting point of an event based on a circumstance. So if you say that when a data is inserted, do something, your SQL will be waiting till that data is inserted, right? And then it does something. Okay. So this is not a case where you always have to go and do a select statement, or you have to probably do some how do you call it? Some checks. You can write SQL to do the checks for you automatically. You understand? So that's what we'll be learning how to do. Okay. Then we'll look at how to optimize query performance. There are some queries that would take a long time to execute or to run, and there are
Please,
other
I
queries
have a
that will take a
question.
short time. Is anyone saying anything?
Sir,
Yes.
yes, please. Is the triggers the same as procedures?
No. So
Okay.
yeah. So let me explain. Triggers are more or less like how would I put this? They are like they're not supposed to be called. To stop procedures, you have to call them. You have to make an effort to call them to operate. Okay. But for triggers, you don't get to call them. They run based on events. So an event could be like an insertion, an update, or a delete, right? And the stop procedure would have to be called in order to run. So stop procedures work like functions. If you don't call a function, if you create a function and you don't call it, it would not run. You understand? But then if you write a trigger, it would always run based on an event. So you can say that, for example, anytime there is a withdrawal, okay, go in and update the the balance. That could be a trigger. You understand? Because if there's a withdrawal, there's going to be either an insertion or an update. Okay. So if I insert that, okay, Ivy is depositing or no, is withdrawing maybe 50 cedis. Now, listen to this carefully. Ivy is withdrawing 50 cedis. For the human to understand, it is deleting. It's deleting something from the account or it's changing a figure from the account, isn't it? But for a developer, it's going to be insertion because in order for us to keep a record of the withdrawal, we need to in what? Insert. Because if Ivy has maybe 300,000 in her account and she is withdrawing, let's say 50,000, okay, it has to be an insertion, not a deletion or an update. I hope you understand. Please feel free to come in at any point. Are we good? Ivy, do you understand? Hello? Does anyone understand? Or you cannot hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Do you understand it? Do you understand what I just, mentioned, or what I just said?
Yes, please, I do.
All right. All right. Please, you depending on your environment, if you are in a very good environment, great. If you're in a very good environment, you can keep your microphone unmuted, right? So you can engage, because I would need your engagement to proceed. If I ask a question and I don't get any response, I'm expecting the class reps to give me a response immediately so that we can proceed. Other than that, I'll still be waiting for that response. Okay. Here, I cannot see your facial expressions to know if everything is going well or not. However, I don't mind sharing my face to increase the engagement. The reason being that I'm also recording with my face. So if I should share this, I don't. Okay, let's see how that's gonna go. I cannot I cannot um I cannot use one camera at the same time. I cannot use one camera at the same time. It will it will it will stop one camera will stop. But let's see how it goes. Okay, let's see how it goes. I hope you can see me. Yeah, I don't think you can see me because yes, the camera is
No,
already
please.
yes. The camera is already in use and it would not be possible to see me. Maybe I can switch to another camera
Sir,
and
please don't worry. It's okay.
that's fine. All right. Okay, so let's go on. All right. So then we look at how to grant permissions. Okay. How do you grant permissions? SQL is a very big server. It's a very big system. What you are using is a management studio, and what is running behind is SQL itself. Now, if you are thinking that this page, what I'm seeing here, or what I have on my screen, is SQL, then you might be wrong. But this is just a management studio. That's what they call it, the management studio. So it connects to the database, right? It means that I could connect to various databases or multiple instances of the database. I could connect to that and use them concurrently. Okay. I could stop the connection. For example, if I should click on disconnect here, it disconnects the instance that I'm using, right? If I want to connect to a database, I can select a database engine, right? Click on it, and then I could choose which server I want to connect. So this should tell us that we can connect to multiple servers and then use that database. So if we have maybe 5 or 6 databases running on separate computers, what we'll have to do is that we would have to browse for those databases. So either I use local or I use network service. Okay. If I use local, it means that I'm using the current machine. It means that the installation was done on the current machine and I'll have to connect to them. Okay. The question could be, is it possible to have multiple servers on a local machine? Yes, it's possible. In this case, you would have them, you know, listed below. I hope you understand. So, how do we get multiple instances? It's when you make multiple installations. SQL Server can be installed, a number of times on one machine. So the same machine can have like 3 or 4 database engines. You just have to rename them. Okay. But then it's okay to have one for the meantime as a learner. But then if you're looking at an advanced implementation of SQL, we have one machine having multiple SQL engines running at the same time. So in this case, I'm going to connect to the existing one that I just created. If you have any question here, or if you're lost in any way, kindly just let me know. You can either raise your hand or just unmute and then speak through. That'll be fine. I'll just stop talking and then listen to you. Okay. So if you are following as I do, what I want you to do is to prepare your solution. Okay. When I say solution, I mean just open Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio and connect to a database instance. That is how we say it. Connect to a database instance. So when I say connect to a database instance, I mean connect to a database. You understand? Connect to a database engine. That's what I'm talking about. So this is one instance, and I click on OK. Right now, for SQL, the reason why we choose SQL is that because SQL is a legacy software, it means a lot of corporations are already using it. So it will be best for you to practice under it. However, your data can be in MySQL, and you need to be conversant with that as well. Okay, the syntaxes are slightly different, but majority of the operations are most the same. There are few advantages of MySQL over SQL, and then vice versa. For example, MySQL is a few seconds faster than my SQL Server. Okay, MySQL is a few seconds, just a millisecond faster than SQL Server, and then also SQL Server can hold much more data than SQL. So they have pros and cons here and there, but that is how systems are built. So the next thing you want to do is to authenticate. Okay, in this case, we're going to use a Windows authentication. If you go to a more secured environment, you will not see something like this. They will tell you to probably use SQL Server authentication. In this case, you will connect using some credentials they have given you, right? You connect using some credentials they have given you. But then, this is how it goes, right? So you just have to go using Windows, and then you can automatically. So once you say Windows authentication, it's assuming that once you log in, you are the owner of the system, and you can easily connect. So once I click on connect, the reason why you have connect is to let you understand that the instance is separated from the management studio. Okay, are we good? Can we move on?
Yes, please.
Awesome.
Yes, please.
Awesome. Right. I'm sure you already know your way around this environment, so there's no need for me to actually, go through that. Now we're going to have a case study and we're going to brainstorm. So I'll need your inputs on that. Okay. We're going to have a case study, and we're going to brainstorm on that case study. We're going to talk about how we can, solve it. Okay. I'll listen to your views. I would want to understand the way you think about a problem. So we need to understand your problem solving skills. How do you tackle a problem? Okay, which part would you want to start? Would you want to start from the middle, start from the bottom, start from the top? How would you want to go about it? And there's no um um right way. There's a best practice, but there's no right way of going or of solving a particular problem when it comes to tech. Okay, what you have to understand is that what is the best practice? What is the um, you know accepted approach? Okay, because my method may be different from another person's method, and that is fine. So far as we arrive at a solution which is efficient. So in this case, efficiency is what rules over everything. How efficient is your solution? You understand? How efficient is your solution? So if I run your solution and it's able to um, you know solve the problem faster than another solution, then I mean that is the right way to go. That is um, how we should go about it. That is basically how we are going to run it. So let me just share that. Just give me a second to share that. Whilst I'm doing that, please be informed that your emails have already been shared with. I think I spoke to Abba to inform you of. We've shared all your emails to Aya Data again. They'll be sharing as an assignment with you, and we'll be helping you to, do them. So please be checking your mails. And then also, I was informed that you don't reply the mails. Okay. Don't be like father, like daughter kind of thing. Reply the mails. All right. So I think we have a case study here. All right. Okay. So are we good? Are we good? I hope you can see my screen. I'm going to read out the case study, and then we're going to talk about how we can resolve it. Okay. So you are a data analyst at Actuarial Insights Limited, a company specializing in insurance risk modeling and premium forecasting. So we are assuming that you work for insurance, and that is one of the sectors that uses data analysts a lot, a lot. We actually have people who are requesting for such a course. Now, your team relies heavily on SQL databases to store and analyze data, policyholder data, claim records, and financial transactions. So we have three areas to look into, right? Analyze policyholder, claim records, and financial transactions. Now, your task is to retrieve, clean, and integrate data to provide insights into policyholder behavior, risk assessment, and premium collections, right? So that is the task that you're supposed to do. All right. So this task, you can see where it's coming from. It's covering from model 1 to 3. Okay. In the link that I shared with you under SQL, it's covering from model 1 to 3. Now it's saying that the company noticed the inconsistencies in its premium collection data and wants to retrieve structured data from the insurance database, identify and fix errors in missing or incorrect policyholder records, integrate SQL with Excel or Power
Sir,
BI.
please, sir, please, sorry to cut you, but where is the link, please, for the case study?
Okay, so you want me to share the case study? So, okay, no problem. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Good idea. Let me do that right now. I'm going to let me save this as PDF, okay? And then yeah, let's save. Then just give me a second to share that with you. All right. So today's date is 11th, right? 11th Feb, right? Okay.
Yes, please.
2025. Scary, but we're still in 2025. Yeah. Topic is going to be model. Okay. If you go to the link under course progression, you'll see if you come to course progressions, okay, you will see the assessments here. Okay, you see it here. You can download it. Are we good? All right, I'll take that as a yes. So it's the same link that I shared with you all through your class rep. Just go to course progressions and you see the assessments. I'll also be sharing the code with you. I need to find a place to do that. Let's see how I can get that. I think when I click on week 1, I should be able to put the codes here. Okay, so I'll put the answers here, right, so that you can work with it. I hope you understand. So whilst we work, I'll be pasting the codes right here. Okay, are we good? I'll take that as a yes.
Okay, please.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, so I hope you've gotten the link to this assignment, so you can also read it out yourself. But I'm going to take it from here. Now, our case study overview, we are doing 3 main things. It looks like 4 though, but it's basically 3. Retrieving structured data, identifying and fixing errors, that's 2. And then also the third one is integrating the SQL into visualization. So we are actually going to use three I would say systems here. We would use SQL. In detail with SQL, we would understand how to write the scripts and all of that. And then we'll also use Power BI. Okay, so our SQL will be connecting with Power BI. Now we have the data retrieval steps, okay, and how to go about it. I think I'm going to share that with you as well. Let me share the data retrieval or the data we're going to use. Okay, let me do that just quickly. Let me do that quickly. Let me add a file here. I just hope it's not up to 5 meg. Okay, so I've sent you all the records. I've sent you the data for policyholders. I've sent you data for premium. I've sent you data for claims, right? So I've sent you that data. And this data is stored in CSV, okay? Stored in CSV. And we'll be working with that, okay? And these are the steps. These are the steps that you'll be going through to resolve this issue. But before we begin, right, there's one task. The data is not in SQL, it's in CSV, right? But our job is to work with SQL, okay? Now, we've understood that we are going to work with 3 main tables, policyholders, premiums, and then claims. Now, before you begin working on this, you need to have a fair idea of what insurance is all about. You understand? So who can give us, on top of their heads, what insurance is all about in relation to our case study? Just give us your thoughts. You don't have to be right. You just have to be contributive, okay? So let me hear from you. What are your thoughts? Anyone can speak. Patience, Prince La, Sarah Wilson. I see Sarah Wilson. I see Selassie. I see Stephanie. I see Annabelle. I see Alicia Gardner. I see Abba Techiwa and Kruma. I see Obiri. I like this name. And I see Harriet, right? I see Ivy. I see Nana Datson. So yeah, anyone at all can say something. You don't need to be quiet. Just tell me what you think about this case study. Just give me an overview. It doesn't have to be anything new. It's something that you see, right? Do I have to call names? Okay, Ivy, let me hear from you.
Okay, so this an insurance company.
Great.
So they have in their database the name of their policy holder
Okay,
and what they've claimed,
very good.
the policy that they hold and what they've claimed.
Okay, awesome.
And yes, that's what I can see.
Great, 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 great. So in this case, you have a fair, not an absolute knowledge on insurance, but somebody may not know what a claim is, right? Right. So can you tell us what a claim is? Because somebody may not know what
Okay, okay. So the claim has to do with let's say, for example, I have an educational policy
Very good.
for my child.
Very good.
Yes. So because I've done it for a period of time and I need money to pay my child's school fees. I go to them, tell them my situation, and they give it to me. That's the claim
Very
that
good.
I've made.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Any questions? Any questions? Very good submission. So you would notice that in order for you to tackle this particular case or challenge, you need to understand the business. Okay, you need to understand the business before you tackle it. Right? Anyone else can give a contribution? Okay, can you tell us what premiums are? Can anyone else tell us what premiums are? When we say a premium, what does it mean? Yes, Ivy, tell us what a premium is.
So the premium has to do with the amount you've pledged to be paying each month.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Great, great, great. So, do we understand? Do we have an overview of what, do you have a general overview of what insurance is all about? All right. So now let me help you here. Now, you can use reactions, okay, to speak. Let me do that. I'm going to send reactions for you to understand what they are. So right now, I'm just selecting reactions, okay? So you can use the reactions to give feedback. If you don't want to speak, just use the reactions to give feedback, right? It will make me know that there is someone at the end of the line, right? So if you want to smile, if you want to laugh, you can send a laughter, and there's no problem with that. If you want to clap, you can also give a clap, right? If the lesson is going well, and maybe I ask a question and I ask, do you understand? You can give me a thumbs up. That means that like you understand, like it's going on well. Okay. If you don't get it, you can just give me a cry. You understand? You can just give me a cry. That should tell me that there's something that you're not getting right, and probably I need to, reiterate. You can give me the thinking emoji. The thinking emoji lets you understand that maybe you're a bit confused with what I'm saying currently, and you may probably need my attention. And I have to call you to explain. I have to call you to tell me what you're missing, right? Now, you can also give me that laugh if maybe a comment is being passed by one of you and it's really funny. You can do that. So if you don't want to speak, use a reaction. It's very, very important to use reactions. It keeps the course going. You need to learn all these things. These are all soft skills. You understand? These are all soft skills in terms of response. You understand? And when it comes to working in a corporate environment, thank you. When it comes to working in a corporate environment, this is what you need to be doing. You need to learn how to do these things. It's just a way of communicating. It's not wrong. It is what we call digital leadership. Okay, digital leadership is you being um, 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 not basically using the leadership tools or digital tools in doing your work, but you being agile, you working with the resources you have around you to make things move. You understand? So feel free and use the reactions as and when if you don't want to speak. Right. So we have policyholders. Policyholders are basically those who have applied for the policy and insurance. I'm sure some of you have done some insurance for yourselves and probably for your parents. People say that if you do an insurance for your parent, it means that you are wishing them dead. That is a life policy. You're wishing them dead. But hey, whether you like it or not, they're just going to die. So you need to do that, right? It's just a myth. Right. Now you have the premiums. The premiums are basically amount that they are supposed to be paying or amount they've paid. Then you have the claims, okay, what they are taking out. Sometimes when you do a policy, they tell you that up to this number of years, you would want to, you are eligible to take this amount, okay, and all of that. So if you have this idea, it will help you to understand. So the first thing you want to do when you get a case like this to do your research. Okay, do your research, do information gathering, understand the business or the organizational goals, and then you can use that to work on the case. You understand? You don't tackle it as a technical person, you would make a lot of mistakes. What you do is understand what these key points are, because a data analyst would always work for the gain of the organization. So if you don't understand what the organization is into, then you would have a big problem, right? So, what are some of the key indicators, or what are some of the key elements we have to do to resolve this, right? So it says that we have to, retrieve the structured data, which I've already shared with you. Okay. Now, retrieving structured data has to do with a lot. You understand? Has to do with a lot. So the first thing we want to do right now is to push, before we even go into these areas, retrieve all active policy holders joined before 2023, before we even tackle this queries to perform, this particular one here, right? Before we tackle this, we need to prepare our database. You understand? Before we need to tackle this, all of this particular ones here. Okay, we need to actually get this sorted. Okay, so how do we get it sorted? There are various ways of doing it. Okay, let me show you. Let me go to my downloads, and I'm sure I can find my data files there. Let me structure it properly so that, surprisingly, my PC is running slow today. It happens all the time when I am doing multiple tasks on it. Let me probably use another one. Okay, so here we are. We have our, I hope you can see the files here. You can see the files. We have 3 CSV files. Okay, we have 3 CSV files. Right, so we have premium table. Awesome, Stephanie, awesome. We have claims table, and then we have policy holders table. Okay, so we have 3 tables basically, but it doesn't mean that your project will only stay with 3. You may end up creating more than 3 tables at the end of the day, but your base tables are 3. Okay, you may end up creating what we call derived tables, right? So let's see. Should I? Let me change the view and see if we can get something. I usually get something on the side that makes me see a preview. I don't know how that works right now. I think I've forgotten on my Windows. What is first to last? Okay, you're raising your hand. Okay, yeah. Prince, let me hear from you.
Yeah, please, I can't find the premium table. I can only find 2 policy tables.
Okay. Let me sort that out. Oh yeah. I think I see that. Okay. Let me get that sorted. Okay, that has been fixed. So we have the claims table, policyholder table, and then we have the premium table. So please check. I've made the changes. We are using this because Google Meet will not allow you to, upload files like that, and it would not be, diligent to pass through WhatsApp, sharing files through WhatsApp. That would not be that interesting. So it's best we use this approach so that everyone gets the updated versions of everything. Right. Okay, so let's take a look at premium tables and let's see how the data is structured. Okay, that's the first thing you want to do. So I'm taking you through the workflow. If I should get a project like this, I will probably have to view the file. You can view the file through Excel, or you can use VS Code, my favorite, or you can just open it in Notepad. It doesn't spoil anything because it's a CSV file. Yeah, it's a CSV file, so you can open it in Notepad. At the point where I feel that my PC is really, really, lagging, I wouldn't want to burden it with any huge application right now. So I think I'll open it with Notepad, which is, basic and easy to open. So here, if I open the premium table, I see some data in there. I see premium ID, policy ID, amount paid, um, due date, payment status, payment date. So I see that, right? Now, I would want to, have a feel of the data. So I open each and every table or every data sheet to inspect the data and know what it entails, right? Even before I try to push it into SQL at this point. So I do that, and it's a best practice. So what I'm showing you right now is a best practice. So I noticed that the file is CSV. So I wouldn't have to bother myself opening it in Excel. But you can open it in Excel, right? You can open it in Excel, and that is fine. That works perfectly. However, you're not going to work in Excel. Based on this case study, you're not going to work in Excel. But Excel can also do this job very well. Excel can do this job very well as well. But then our in this case, we are heavily dependent on SQL. Okay, so yeah, we have claim ID, we have policy ID, we have claim amount, that amount that has been claimed, and then we also have claim status, approved, denied, approved. You can see all of that. So not all claims have been approved, and that is interesting. And then the dates that the claim was made. So you can see all of that, and it informs you on what you are going to be working on. Then you have the policy table. Here, our policy table, we have the policy ID, we have the name, okay, and then you have the age, and then we have the let me see here. Sorry, yeah, policy holders. We have the city, and then we have the join date, the date they join um, the insurance. Okay, right. Are we good? I think we are good to go. Any questions? Hope we don't have any questions at this point. All right. All right. Good. Good. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is to learn how to import the data. Okay. Is my screen resolution good enough? Can you see my screen? Is it legible enough? Is it clear enough? Would you want me to increase the screen resolution so you can see things bolder than what you see right now? Would you want me to do that? Okay, so let me do that. Let me see if I can do that. Usually when that happens, it kind of distorts uh the um the training. But then let's see if we can achieve that. So how I'm going to do this, look at that, it's circling. It's been a long time since I've seen my mouse going round and round like that. Right. So let's see if we can fix that. Hey, good. Now I thought I was getting lost because I usually would not see this part. Let's see. Let's increase the resolution. No, reduce the resolution instead. Let's do this. Let's use this scaling instead and see how it goes. Okay. I just scaled it to 150%. Let's close this and see the. Okay. How about now? Is it okay? Are you okay with this resolution? Okay, so Abba says fine. Salasi is okay with it. Nafisa too is okay with it. Patient says I'm good. Yes, the session is being recorded, but don't run away. Yeah, okay, Aubrey is good with that. Okay, great, 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 great. So I think Stephanie will be the type of girl that you take out and then she'll be expecting takeaway. Like, you take her out, she eats the food and she's in a hurry to leave, right? Probably to the next date, and she'll tell you, you know, is that takeaway? Right. But you stay for an hour, okay, and then you can go. Right. Okay. Right. So here we have our database. The first thing you want to do, now you've inspected the database, you've seen that everything is fine. You don't have any issues with commerce because it's CSV file. You don't have any issues with the commerce. Well, you do have one issue there. You can see that there's an empty space. There's a comma there, okay, and you wouldn't want to mess with that. You understand? Because it could either be a blank data, right? So as an analyst, you've taken note of, okay, there's a comma after each, but there's something off with this one, right? Now, opening this in Notepad, because I mean I do this often, so I can easily tell what's going on there, right? But if you are new to this, you may think this is an error and you would like to remove the comma, but that would distort your entire data set. Okay, that would distort your entire data set. So best practice, use Excel. That is if you have enough space. I don't like my machine at this point. To view this, that's why I'm using Notepad, because it's easy for me to just open it and see what's going on. But then best practice, use Excel and then do the formatting. See if there's any issue with the data. You fix it before you migrate it into SQL, because here we'll be using a wizard to achieve that. Okay, so for today's session, we're using a wizard. The next session will be also will you learn how to use a code to do the migration. Okay, are we good? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, can anyone walk us through migrating data from CSV to SQL? Can anyone volunteer? Okay, so I can hear someone's microphone is on, but I can't see who. So, Ivy, would you want to guide us through the process?
Is
Hello? Okay, right, right. No problem, no problem. Let's go through that. Right. So we have databases here. Yeah. When you come to
whether it's normal.
come again.
So I saw some encrypted. Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can hear you. I didn't know you were talking all this well.
Okay, so I was saying that when I opened the data set with the Excel,
Good.
I saw some encrypted values,
Okay.
like it has been encrypted. Is it normal?
It's not normal. You should tell me which data set you opened. Is it the policy claims or premium?
Yes, I opened the claims table.
Claims table. Okay. And so this is what I have on my claims table. I don't see anything encrypted here.
What about the policy holders? So I've seen it has been written hash 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 at the join date.
Join date. Okay. Okay. Good. 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 All right. 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 I see where you're coming from. Okay. So this is what happened. Um. Let me. I just hope Excel will not crash my laptop at this point, because I have a lot of things opened on this poor laptop of mine. So I'm going to open Excel and show you something here. It's going to take maybe 1,000 years to open this application, because there are so many things running um, on this poor laptop. Maybe the next session I would have to use my personal machine. All right. Thankfully, it's opened. Look at that. Look at how laggy it is. Oh, terrible. Now, I'm just going to open this. Okay. In fact, let me use your data as a reference. So okay, so usually what happens that if you have your sometimes if you have your record closed like this, okay, you see hash 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 hash. Okay, so you just double click on this row, the column header, and then to open for you. Okay, sometimes it happens like that. I hope you understand. So if you double click on it, it will open up for you. Okay, so Ivy, I think that should solve your case. If not, you can always reach out again, and then we will take it from there. Okay. Okay, Dede, let me hear from you.
Sir, please, the data
Yeah,
sets, did you send a link for us?
yeah, I did.
Because I'm not
Okay,
getting
okay,
mine.
okay. That's fine. That's fine. It's okay. Let me just take you through that process again. No hassle. Today being our first, some of these things will come up, and it's always normal. They do. So if you check the link I shared with you earlier through an Abba, no, Abba Nkrumah. These names just confuse me. You would see the files right here. So you see the date. If you go to course progressions, that tells us what we are currently doing or what we have done. Let me scroll down and then take you through. So right here, you have this link here. When you open this link that I shared with you through ABBA, you would go to course progressions, okay, and then you would find it here. So you can download them from here, right? And download them from here. So you have the case study file, you have the claims file, the claims table, you have the placeholder policyholders table, then you also have the premiums table. Okay, it's all in there. Are we good? Just so that everyone would have the same records at the same time. Are we good? Okay, Aubrey says we are good. So Dede says she's also okay. Right. So let's get on. So if you have that challenge Ivy mentioned, then it's just a matter of you double clicking on the header and then you'll be good to go. Okay, so our focus will be creating our database. There are so many ways of doing this. You can use one approach like, clicking on new query. Okay, you can click on new query. It opens up for you like so. It's been a while since I changed the font. Unfortunately, I have two policy. Okay, Salasi, we have updated that. Very good. We have updated it. So if you should maybe refresh that page, okay, if you should refresh that page, you will see the latest update on that. Okay, if you should refresh the page, you will see the latest updates on that. I mean, you guys are cool online. I mean, yeah. I mean, uh, well, I see. All right. Now, what I wanted to do is to, yeah, that works. Okay, good, awesome, awesome, awesome. See, you guys are communicating feedback. Yeah, excellent job. Right. So what I wanted to do was to increase the font size here, but it's been years since I opened this bad boy, and sometimes I get lost when I go to this particular area. Maybe it's going to be text editor. Let's open text editor, and wow. Now I'm lost. But then I should find it somewhere here. Query execution. There's a font somewhere. There's somewhere you click on font, and yeah, I think font and font colors. Let's see. Let's see if it's this one. So it would increase the font size. Yeah, I think we're there. Yeah, font size. Yeah. So let's give it like 20. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, good, good, good. This is good enough for Salasi to see. Yeah. Who has been wearing glasses in our class? Who wears glasses in our class? Ooh, I don't think any one of you wear glasses. Maybe Nefisa. No, Nefisa wears glasses for life. She doesn't even have an eyesight problem.
Abba has started wearing glasses.
Is it Datsun?
Ah,
Abba Datsun?
No, Abba and
Abba
Kurma.
and Kruma. Maybe it's because of Prince. Maybe she was just wearing glasses because of Prince. We don't know. All right. So we wanted to create a database. Create a database, and you can do that in two ways. You can do that using the mouse method. Like you click on database, you right click on databases, then you click on new database, right? You can just go through the wizard, and then it gets created for you. Now, mind you, when you're creating a database in SQL Server, right, it creates two files. Okay, it creates the MDF file and it creates the LDF file. Okay, one is the main database file and the other is the log file. Now, there are instances where the log file can become bigger than the main file, like the MDF file, right? Okay, now I don't know what that is. I think there's personal communication going on. That's fine. That's good. That's good. I like that as well. So here we're going to use either ways. Okay, so it's going to be something like this: create database, the name of the database. Okay, now you can use this approach, or you can just right click and get it done. As an analyst, you're not required to learn how to create a database like this. If you don't know how to do that, nobody will kill you. Okay, the fact is for you to be able to analyze, not create, right? So in this case, we're just going to create a database called, what's the name of the company? Can anyone remind me the name of the company? I think it's in my docs file. I don't want to be switching from document to document or from window to window. You can just check and let me know. Then we can use that as a database name. So we could.
Actuarial Insights Limited.
Okay, awesome. So ACIN. Let's do that. Let's just do ACT. Okay, IN. Okay, let's do that. Right now we can do something like this. Okay, and then we can execute it. Okay, I'm sure you guys already know how to execute a database string or a syntax. We call this syntax. Look at how long it's taking to execute this. This is interesting. I mean, this is too slow. This is really, really too slow. How many seconds? 13 seconds. That's bad. This machine is really slow. All right. So we've been able to create a database, right? If you do this, good job. If you use this method as well, good job. It doesn't spoil anything. So let's try using this particular method as well. So you can right click on database, click on new database, and then you'll not wait for this thing to circle anyway. But then my machine is being, I don't know, that's too slow today. Maybe because I still have Excel open. No, I do not. It's mainly happening because of the recording. The recording is taking a lot of processing power. All right. So here you can put in the database name, right? Now you notice this. See? So the logical name, all right, and then the log name. You see that? Now here it says the unlimited. Unlimited means that it keeps growing and growing and growing. And then you can also see where the file gets stored. So this is a location where the database file gets stored. You understand? So I can put AK here as a database name, and you see the name showing right here. And then you come in here, and you don't see the name here, but then you can change the location. You can change the location of the file. Probably you don't want to save it at the default location. You want to save it somewhere else. You can do that. Okay, that is fairly possible. But by default, what I'm trying to say is that SQL Server would find a place to store your database for you, and you can actually copy the database. You can actually copy it. So there's a need for you to understand database security. Okay, there's a need for you to understand database security. How do you secure your database? The fact that you create it doesn't mean it's secured. Okay, it actually tells you where the file is going to be stored, right? So you need to just have that at the back of your mind that, once I'm creating a file, there's going to be an instance where I need to secure the file so that it doesn't get copied by anyone or it doesn't get deleted by anyone. Thankfully, SQL Server prevents deletion when the database server is running. Okay, so when it's running, it doesn't allow anyone to delete it, but then you can allow someone to copy it. Okay, you can allow someone to copy it. So just have that in mind. Right. So now that we know how to create a database, okay, you know that the database files comes in two. There's always going to be an MDF file extension and an LDF file extension, which means that the LDF is a log file which actually holds the transactions that goes on in the database. So if I insert, delete, all those records, all those movements are recorded in a log file, and the main file actually holds the data. It gives me, or it gives us, a better understanding of the database structure and how we can handle it, right? So at this point, we just have an empty database, okay? We just have an empty database. So I just refresh my database folder so that my database file will show. So this is it right here. So you can see it right here. It doesn't mean that it's an action, actually. It doesn't mean it's an action. You will see it action when you select it from where? Here. Okay, right now the active database is master. Master is the active database. Okay, master is the active database. So if I want to do anything with this database, I would be fooling myself. I mean, it's not going to go in. Whatever I will do will not go in here because it is the database that is in hiding or is inactive. You understand? So for me to basically make it active, I can say what? Use. Look at me spelling use like that. So use acting. Okay? Use acting. Now when I do this and execute, I can hit F5 to execute. I can just hit execute like so. You notice that it changes from here. Okay, Abba, let me hear from you.
Or say, can you just go to where the acting the search engine is and just choose where the acting will be?
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. You can just go there and click on acting, and then it will actually, get activated. But the issue is that you will not always have, you may probably not always have this interface, available for you. You understand? And you may probably have to use code. You get it? So it's good to also know the code, right? It's good to also know the code, right? Okay. So, like you rightly said, you can always switch between databases from here. That is fairly doable. Okay, great. It means that we are making progress. Let me see if there's any question in the chat box so I can give response to. Okay, I think no one is asking any question. That's great. So the next thing we're going to do is to bring in our table. I mean, it's long overdue. Let's bring in some tables. Right now, awesomely, there are things that we can learn when we open this particular area. We need to understand that there's going to be a database diagram. Ooh, that's interesting. We need to know that. Okay, then how can I make use of database diagram? This is where we call entity diagrams. Okay, we have tables. Yes, we need tables, and we already have data sets that we can convert into tables here. Then we have views. We need to understand what views are. Then we have external resources. We have synonyms. We have programmability. You understand? So when it comes to programmability, this is where, we call them the big guns. So we have store procedures. We have functions, database triggers. We have assemblies. These are like heavy things that senior database developers or database engineers would work with. You understand? Then we have our query store. We have our service broker. This is another powerful area as well. Service broker. Okay, it's a whole administrative part of SQL. You understand? Then we have our storage. Then we have, this is partitioning. So in this case, you can have one hard drive. I don't know if I'm speaking to tech enthusiasts, but then your computer basically has by default. Okay. Let me just take my time, right? Let me just take my time. About where am I losing you?
Oh no, I was just thinking about your words.
What words?
At your tech your
Enthusiast.
tech words. That's what I'm thinking about. But please, I think Nyamiche has a question for you
Okay,
in the
awesome. Yamicha,
question box.
let me hear from you. Okay. I mean, yeah. We've already executed it. So we have use acting. If you have a different database name, you can go ahead and execute that. Okay, so we just executed it. You can also use the drop down, to switch. Okay, yeah, Prince La, yeah, let me hear from you.
I got an error. That's what I was asking.
Prince La, you got an
After creating a database,
uh-huh. Okay, okay. It was too early to get an error though. But then let's see. Did you put a semicolon at the first line?
yes, I did.
Then you move to the next line, right?
Yes.
Good. What did the error say? Can you read the error to us? You can always copy and paste the error in the chat
It
box.
says acting.
Okay.
Acting already exists.
Okay.
Choose a different database name.
Awesome. It means that you've already executed acting. So you may probably be doing this. You may probably be highlighting everything and executing again. You see that? If you highlight everything and you execute again, it means that you want to execute this line and execute this line, right? So you just have to highlight, the one you've not yet executed and ignore the other one.
Okay.
Are we good? So try it out. Try it out and give me a feedback right now.
Yeah. Completed success.
Awesome. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. So now that we have these two syntaxes, executed, if you're able to do this, what you've achieved is 0.00001% of everything that you need to know. Okay, but it's a good step. I mean, it's progress, but it's just 0.0001. Okay, now our job is to now load our data. Okay, so let's do that. So this is going to be very beautiful. Here, I'm not going to bore you with code. We'll do that next time. But for now, we just want to, load the data. Okay, just load the data in the easiest way possible, because I'm sure some of you may not have, enough screen. Some of you may be calling for assistance in writing the code. So I need to know which area to come in when it has to do with code and where we can, put the code away. But I'll share the code with you. No problem. I'll share the code with you. Then you can work with it inside the course progression. I'll share the code with you, okay? So no hassle. Now, let's go to task. So here we're going to import our data. Okay, we're going to import our data sets into SQL, right? So SQL Server has given us a beautiful instance for us to work with, right? Instead of writing the code. So to do that, we go to the database. Don't go to table. The communication will be like, okay, because I'm importing the data and the data has to go into tables, then I want to go into tables. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Tables will have its own thing, right? For right now, we don't want to mess with this particular area. We are not bringing in the data into the database. So that's the language. I'm importing the data into the database. So how do I do that? Then I right click on the database. Okay, you don't get to have this circle, but then I have it because my machine is slow once again. I need to find a way to stop saying my machine is slow, because it's quite embarrassing to have a slow computer as the level I've gotten to in life. Okay, so this thing is still running, cycling. So embarrassing, so bad. I know it's one of you. I'm sure it's one of you. I'm sure. It will either be Obiri or Abba, one of you guys. You have extra powers that can run online. Oh, okay. This is not what I want. I don't want new database. I want task. So let me just close this guy and go to task. Yeah. So we have task and we have import data. You see here, import data. Okay, import data. So this is import data right here. Okay. So if you are with me on this, click on import data. If you are not, then I can't close. If I close this right now, it's going to take forever to come up. So just go right click on Actin. That is if the database, if that's the database name you chose, right click on it, go to task, then click on import data. Beautifully. Okay. Now click on that, and then probably you don't have to wait for a dialog box to open like what I'm doing right here. Hey, it should open right now. What's keeping you? Okay. Yeah. So we have a wizard, right? We have a wizard. Okay, we have a wizard. So if you can see on my screen, we have welcome to SQL Server Import and Export Wizard. It sounds like a company name, import and export. Right. So we have import and export wizard. Right. So this is where you get to import your data set. Okay. I'm sure your machines are faster than what I'm doing here. So now let's click on next. Now when we click on next, we're going to choose our data source, right? Wow. It's taking. Okay, so let's go to next. Let me do this again. Oh, now my PC is messing up. Wow, it's taking forever. Just give it a second. It will pop up. Why is it that it was able to do this quickly and not this one? So I'm sure some of you have already, taken the lead to that. So if you're there, what you probably would have to do is to click on next, okay, and then you choose the file. Okay, you choose the file, and then you would have to, before you choosing the file, you have to say that you are choosing a flat file, okay? Say that you're choosing a flat file, and then you choose the CSV, right? I'm sure with this information, you should be able to get yourself through. If not, you can always just wait till my system is done. Yeah, Abba, let me hear from you.
So, sir, when we hit the down arrow button from there, choosing the data source, it gave so many options. It was like net.
Wow, I think I've lost you. I cannot hear you.
And file source.
So do you see flat file? Let me close a
So,
few of my
which one are we supposed
let
to?
me close a few of my pages so that I get enough space so I can walk you through the process. Will you be able to share your screen? Can you share your screen and I'll walk you through so that everyone can see? Because I'm still getting new database when I have not selected new database. Okay. Okay, I think mine is up. Let's go to task. You see flat file here, import flat file, this particular one. Don't click on this one. I meant this one, flat file. Have you seen it? Hello, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So click on flat file. Good. The other import data will take you to another engine. You understand? Will take you to another engine. But because it's just CSV, we want to work with the CSV file. So CSV files and text files are all flat files. Okay, we consider them as flat files. Now we're just going to click on next right here, and then we want to say specify file or specify input file, right? Specify input file. So the next thing to do at this point is to click on browse, okay, and then look for the file. Okay, let's look for the file. Yeah, this is my folder. Just got these 3 files. If your PC can let you select all the files. Good job. But at this point, mine cannot. So I will just choose one after the other. Okay, so let's do the claims first. I'm going to do claims first. So claims, right? Now here I can see. Okay, Abba, let me hear from you.
Sir, mine is not working.
Okay. Let me take a step back. Let me go back. The wizard has not. Yeah, you've not finished. Yes, I want you to cancel. Okay, so are you here with me? Close everything and come to this point with me.
Okay, sir, I'm there.
Awesome, good job. Right, click on it. Go to task.
Okay, sir, I'm there.
All right. So you see import flat file. Don't use import data. If you use import data, you'll be connecting to another engine. But just use import flat file.
Yes, you made us choose import data first.
Yeah.
That's why
sorry
I was
about that. Sorry about
okay.
that. I was in the
So
element.
we should import flat
Yes.
file. Okay, yes. So I'm there.
Awesome. Good job. Now let's follow the wizard. Let's go to next. Are we good? Awesome. Good job. Now let's browse for the file. Okay. So select the first one. Click on open. Go to next. So you see your data. Your data SQL is tracking your data. You have your claim ID, your policy ID, your claim amount, your claim status, your claim date. You see that nicely. You see that? Then you click on next. And then here, you'd have to choose your primary key. At this point, I know everybody knows what a primary key is, right? So because it's a claims, you would choose primary key as what? Your claim ID. Okay? Sorry, as your, what did I just say? Funny. You choose claim ID as your primary key, right? You choose claim ID as your primary key. Okay. So once you do that, you click on next, right? You click on next, and then you'd have the summary basically. So to complete the operation using the specified input, click finish. So we're going to click on finish, and then it's now going to automatically pull the data from the CSV and then insert the data for you with no issues. Yeah. So here, if you click on tables, you should see your first table created for you. Awesome, Stephanie. Stephanie has given me a thumbs up. That means that she has successfully. Okay, Obiri has also completed. Good job. Yeah, Princela, Nkrumah. Awesome. Okay, so we have dbo.claims table right there. Okay, now it means that if you've been able to do this, probably you would consider yourself like, say, 1%, 1% job done. Now let's try to finish the rest. We're going to insert the rest. So it's going to be the same process. Right click on table, database, go to task, import flat file, look for the flat file, and then push it in. Ivy, I hope you're with me. Harriet, I hope you're with me. So here, policy ID, we will choose, wait. I think I forgot what I chose. Let me go back a bit and figure this out. Okay, so basically policy holders, I chose policy holders. So policy ID will be the primary key. And allow now. So you see, very good. I love this. You notice that, let's learn something here in policy holders. Notice that here, there are empty how do you call it, cells. Okay, Nafisa, this display picture of yours is uh we need to discuss it because I know you to be a particular color. What I'm seeing here, I don't know if it's AI Nafisa or anyway. So here you can see that there's an empty um space, right? This column has got two empty cells, which indicates that it's null, right? At a point, it's null. Good, 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 good. Now, what's going to happen is that when we click on next, you notice that the column SQL is saying that, I've identified that there are some empty spaces in there. So I'm going to take allow what now. If you don't take this one, if you take it off, you're going to have an error entering the data because it cannot allow now. Hope you understand. So if you say you don't allow now, okay, in the processing, it will be like, you know what, there are nows in there, not telling me not to allow now is like not possible. Technically, it's not possible, right? It means that the next row that you'll be entering, we should ensure that there are values in there. But for the case of this, we would actually um, maintain this. So I hope you all have allow nows checked automatically for you, right? It shouldn't be different from user to user. Are we good? Are we good? If you are good, just give me a thumbs up. And then click on next, and then finish. Wait for it to insert, and then we are good to go. Awesome, Priscilla, awesome. Okay, so I'm just gonna do my last table. That's gonna be wow. And then I think I mistakenly click on new database. I'll have to wait a while to get this processing. But I'm sure you've all seen the process, and it's very easy. Okay, so I'm just going to, okay, great. So last flat file to upload. I'm going to click on next. That's going to be premium stable, right? So premium stable, and let's click on next. And this is our premium stable. Okay, you can also see some null values right here, right? You can also see some null values. We have the paid, pending, paid, pending, paid, pending, paid. Now you can see the null value checked. And let's click on next. Let's click on finished. Let's click on close. All right. So if you've been able to do this, maybe you are, I'll say probably like 5% done. Yeah, you got like 5% of your task done. You can refresh the table to see the uploaded records. Don't worry, we'll be closing by 8 o'clock. Okay, I know some of you have got appointments and you'll need to attend to them, so I'll make sure we close by 8 o'clock on the dot. But if you want us to go up to 10 o'clock, I don't mind. Right now, so here we have 3 tables, right? If you have 3 tables like I do, let me know. Let me see your reaction. Let me see your reaction to that. If you have 3 tables like I do, okay, Prisla has 3 tables. Who else has got 3 tables? I believe Aubrey has got 3 tables as well. Okay, awesome. I was expecting that. Okay, Selassie has got 3 tables. Good. Okay. Okay, great. Who else? I just need one last person to confirm. Okay, Abba. Okay, Alicia, Harriet. Awesome.
Sir,
Yes.
please, the policy table,
Yeah.
there is a null value there.
Okay.
So am I supposed to ignore it and just go?
Yes, but you make sure you tick. Make sure the now value column is ticked for that particular column.
Yes, please.
Awesome.
And please, which one is the primary key?
It's a policy ID.
it a policy
Yeah,
ID?
policy
Okay,
ID.
thank you.
Wait, I hope you chose the primary key for the. Let me check for the keys. Let's go to keys. I hope you did for the premiums because I don't remember doing for premiums. Awesome. Yeah, I thought as much. I did not do it. I did not do for premiums. I think I did for policy. Yeah. So let me just delete one table and do it again. So it's going to be, so to delete a table, let me just do, how do we even comment in SQL? Okay. So dropping a table. Okay, syntax. I know you all know it, but I'm just going to put it right here. All right. So drop table is going to be drop table, name of table. Okay. That's going to be premium. If the table name is wrong, you're going to have issues as well. And sometimes it's case sensitive, depending on which database you're using. So let me just be on the safer side, ensure that I'm using the right thing. Let's see if this works. Okay, so here we have the table is dropped. So we've been able to drop this table. So this is a syntax to drop in the table. Okay. So if I should refresh again, you should see that one table has been taken out. You just use the drop table keyword and the name of the table. Unfortunately, it's taking too long to give me the result. Okay, so you can see that we have only 2 tables left, right? So I'm just going to do the importation again. Database. Let me just wait for you to bring the task. Okay, it's in flat file. Next, let's go to next right here. Wait for the file to load. Good. Browse for the file. That's going to be premiums table. Open it. Click on next. And then we see our data. We can see that there are now values. That is fine. We are expecting that. And then we click on primary key. Okay, we'll be ending soon. I just received your message. So we'll be ending soon. So here we have the primary key. Okay, we have the primary key. And then we just click on next and then finish. And then close.
Sir, please, which data set should we click the primary key?
Okay, so
Is it the claims table?
so each table has got a primary key that you need to enable.
Okay.
Good. So if it's claims table,
Okay.
if it's claims table, then it needs to be claims ID. Okay. If it is policy
Okay.
holders
Okay.
table, then it needs to be policy ID. And then if it is
Okay.
which one is it? Which one is the last one?
That's the policy holders.
Yes, policy holders,
The
claims
premium.
and premium. The premium ID. Premium ID.
Premium
Yes,
ID.
premium
Okay.
ID.
All right.
Okay, so I have mine all set. Now, if you want to verify if you did the right thing, okay, want to verify if you did the right thing, then it's going to be you check from here, here, and here. Okay, check the keys. Okay, so if you click on policy holders, you can check the keys. Okay, so policy, you have the keys showing. you have uh, you go to claims, you also have the keys showing. Okay, and then if you come to the premiums, you also have the key showing. That means that you've been able to actually get your data imported very well. And this approach can be done with any flat file. If you are opening a flat file, SQL Server will identify the structure of the file and then would upload it accordingly. Understand that at this point, for this particular method, we did not create a table before uploading the file. If you are using the code, you would have to create a table and then import it into the file. Into the table. Okay? If you're using a code, you would have to create it and then import it into the table. But for this approach, it's automatic. Okay, it's automatic. Right. So we'll be ending shortly. We'll be ending very soon. Just bear with me for like, let's say 10 minutes and then we'll go. All right. 10 minutes and then we'll go. Okay. So if you've done this, you've done a good job. You've done an excellent job. Okay. The next thing we're going to do before we go is to create a diagram. I want you guys to see how a diagram is created. When we say entity relational diagram, how does it look like? Okay. So to do that, we're going to have to go to the database diagrams. Okay, database diagram. So let's click on database diagrams. Usually when you click on it for the first time, you kind of have a pop-up that, slaps your face like that, like this, right? But then you just click on yes, okay? It says that this database does not have one or more of the support objects. What database diagram? Do you want to create them? Yes, that is why I clicked on you in the first place. So you click on that and then you wait for it to do its thing. And then, yes, now you can create a database diagram, okay? So it has created a canvas for you to be able to create your diagram. Now, this particular diagram can generate code for you. Why we are doing this is for us to see how the data really looks like in a graphical manner, or how the architecture of your database will look like in a graphical manner. You understand? So let's go and create a new diagram. So right click on it and then say new database diagram. All right. Right click on it and say new database diagram right here. Right. Click on it. When you click on it, what will happen is that it would open a canvas for you. Okay, it will open a canvas for you. Mine will be taking some time, obviously, you know why. But then yours will be, quick enough. So you see here, add table. Awesome. So it identifies the table that we have created and it's asking us to add a table. Okay. So here we're going to create a diagram, right? Okay, Abba, let me hear from you.
So, sir, is this like the exams? This was also we're
Exactly.
supposed to do the exam.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So here we're gonna have to add a table. So we've added claims table. So claims table is in the process of adding to the canvas. It shouldn't be this slow anyway. For you guys, I'm sure you guys are already done. Okay, good. So thankfully, my claims table has been added. Let me add policy and then I'll add premium next. Okay, I'm adding the next one, the last one. Good. So here, I can now click on close and I have my 3 tables displayed. So you can see my 3 tables, right? Right here. Awesome. Okay, look at the process. I imported my table. SQL has identified my table. Then I also have my diagrams displayed. But this is not all. I mean, there's quite a number of things to do. Now here, we are going to create a relationship because there has to be a relationship. Okay, there has to be a relationship. Take a look at this, right? Quick one before we go. Okay, we have policy ID. Okay, we have claim ID. We have policy ID. We have policy ID. You see that? So, what is it telling us? This is the super type. This is a subtype, basically, or sub table. Okay, this should let us understand that there's a relationship between the policyholders table and then the premium table, as well as the policyholders table and then the what? The claims table. Definitely, because I can see that there's a policy ID here, there's a policy ID here, right? But I don't see there's a claims ID in here. So there's no relationship. Okay. Take note of this. Take note of this. You would not always see the name to indicate the relationship. You may probably have to study the data to identify the relationship. Okay? So not always would you have it as easy as you are seeing it now. Okay? Not all the time, because a developer may change the names and you may not know which way is up. Right? So you just have to understand your data, understand the business, the goals, the objectives, what they are trying to gain at the end of the day. That would pre-inform you on how to go about with your data modeling. So at this point, we are doing modeling. You understand? At this point, you are doing modeling. So you see how the question started. They're telling you to extract ABC, and look at what you're doing. So they will not tell you to do this, but as a data scientist, you need to know what to do. You need to have that knowledge of database management to know that, okay, I've gotten my data, I'm looking at the relationship, I've understood the columns. This is what I need to do next. I need to build the relationships. The question will not tell you that, or your case study will not tell you, go look for relationships. No, they expect you to do that. You understand? And that's one beautiful thing about learning programming or learning tech. There's some things that you would know you have to do. You will not be told. Once you see the problem, you will know how to go about it. Okay, so let's do that. Now, we need to create a relationship between these tables, right? So it's very easy here. You drag the primary key, then you drop it on the foreign key. I'm sure you know what a foreign key is at this point, so you get an idea of it. So you drag and drop it. Make sure you drag and drop it on the column. Do not drag and drop it on any other column. Okay? You see policy ID here as a primary key. You drop it on the policy ID here. You see that? Beautiful. So it tells you, and you can actually do this with code though. You can do this with code. It doesn't really have to be drag and drop. But because of time constraint and because I don't want you guys to be calling in and saying, okay, my code is not working, things like that, I'm using this app, but I'll share the code with you. I'll share all this code with you. You can do alter table, and things like that. It's possible. It's really, really possible. But the main objective for this is the analyzing part, not this particular one. That's why I'm using this mouse click. I am not a fan of this. I will actually write code. Okay. So here you can see, but this basically explains it better for you to see what we are talking at, what we are looking at. Now you can see primary key table. You see primary key table. You see policyholder table, and you see foreign key table. You understand? Foreign key table. It's telling us that it's what premium table. You get it? So it makes sense, right? It makes sense. Okay. So once you see this, it means that we are good. Should in case you did not drag and drop it on the right column, you can always drop down here and choose the column you want. Okay, Ivy, let me hear from you. Sorry, let me hear from you.
Please, can you say that again? Like go back to the drag and drop thing.
Okay, so let me go back.
I did not get that
Awesome,
well.
awesome.
Yes.
Let me go back. So I have my premium table here. I have my policyholder table here. Yeah. Now I would drag the policyholder table, the primary key, and drop it on the foreign key column. You understand? Drag and drop it on the foreign key column. And that will create the relationship. You understand? But if mistakenly you did not drop it on the right column, you can always come here and change it. You can change the column from here. You understand? You can change the column from here. Okay, you can do that, and it works just fine. Okay, but I just don't want to create any mess right now, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. But you can always change it. You can play around with it. Like, it will not kill you. So just make sure you choose policy ID so that your data would work. Now you are doing this based on your objective. You have objectives to achieve. So if your objective is not what we are doing, there's no need for you to do it. You understand? Like, say maybe you're supposed to retrieve something else, then there's no need for you to do this. But if the goal is to retrieve maybe certain things that requires you to go through this process, you make sure you do that. So I'm going to click on OK. I just clicked on OK. We have like 8 minutes to go. Click on OK again, and you can see the relationship beautifully created. You can see that 1 is to what? Many. Beautifully created. 1 is to many. Beautifully created. I'll do the same to claims table and policy holders. Let's do the same. Let's drag it. Let's drop it onto policy ID and then go through the same process. Click on OK. Click on OK here. Now you can see that this is the foreign key name. Okay, this is a foreign key name. I'm just going to show you something here. It's not necessary, but I'll just show you. See the name. SQL Server will automatically create the name for you. Okay, so it says here, enforce for replication. Yes. Enforce for key constraint. Yes. You understand? And all these things need to be checked. You can switch it to no, but for now, we'll leave it to yes. It means that it's before you enter any record inside, how do you call it? Claims. That record must already exist in what? Policy holders. You understand? So it's checking. You can have a primary key, foreign key constraint, and it won't check. Okay? So here we want it to check. Okay? So we have it like so. Look at that. So if you've been able to do this, you probably have done like 15% of the job. So if you have something like this, you're good to go. You've done a very, very good job. Okay? Give me a thumbs up if you've been able to reach where I've gotten to. Okay, so I see Prisla. Awesome. Good job. Selassie. Awesome. Who else? Okay, Aubrey, Stephanie. Good job. Okay, note that it's not saved. When you see this asterisk here, understand that it's not saved. Okay, it's not saved at all. So you need to save it. Okay, you need to save it. Okay, so let's do save. Control+S to save it right now. So I'm just doing Control+S to save it. So I'm saving my diagram. Okay, on the keyboard you can do that. You can also do save, like the normal save. Click on OK, and then wait for it to do its save. So this icon here below my screen is telling me that it's going through the saving process. Once you do this, automatically it will affect your database. It will affect your table. Okay, it will affect your table. Once you do this, it will affect your table. So I'm waiting for it to complete. Yes. So it's saying the following tables will be saved to your database. Do you want to continue? Yes, I want it to continue. So I click on yes, and I wait for it to do the saving. Okay. So at this point, it's all saved. At this point, it's all saved. If you don't receive any error here, it means that you have done a very, very good job. If you want to check if you're on a track, you can always come to tables and refresh your keys, and you will see that the keys will come. You see, we have a foreign key now, beautifully there, foreign key. So if you've done all of this correctly, your keys will update nicely. If you refresh again, okay, don't forget to refresh. If you don't refresh, you'll not see it. Yes, for policy holders, you only expect one key because, it's just one key here. Then premiums too, you should see another key. There are 2 keys going to be there. So you see, you have two keys. So we have premium stable, and then we have the how do you call it? The primary key for premium, then foreign key for premium, right? So you see it right there. Are we good? Who has been able to achieve these? Awesome. Nkrumah, good job. Who else? Okay, Salasi, good job. Stephanie, have you been able to achieve this? Okay, Obiri has done a good job. Awesome. Oh, nice. Alicia, Stephanie, awesome. Appreciate it. Okay. Great. If you've not been able to follow, you can always watch the video that I'll be uploading right after 3 minutes. It'll take a while to load though, and then let me be sure I'm recording this. Yeah, it's recording. So you can always watch the video and then follow. Maybe if I come very early in the morning, I'll do another video just so that instead of you waiting all the way till, let's say, evening for you to take your class, you can watch it ahead of time, so we can move ahead, like we can do more. Okay, so if you've been able to do this, means that your database has been, structured and has been uploaded successfully. Okay, it's been uploaded successfully, right? Okay. Any questions? Before we call it a day? Okay. No questions. All right. So I think we can end now. All right, and then we will continue tomorrow. Are we good? Okay. Good job. All right. So see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Yeah, you're welcome.